Yeah, you. It's time for a day in the life cutting edition. So first off, you want to heat the fucking pan up. So put it on, don't put it on 9, you want to put it on around 7 or 6, because we don't want to burn the elements on the pan. Alright, next up you've got butter. You want to slap it on for about half a second, you take it off, and there should be butter. And that's all you really want to put, because right now there's about 400 calories right there. So we put that away, we're going to put that back in the fridge. Next up we got the meat. We're going to chuck this little Korean meat right here, and essentially eggs is going to get cooked first, and we're going to try to make some scrambled eggs. I'm going to eat about 3 today, which will total about maybe 10 grams of protein. I'm not even sure, but I'm going to eat all 3, and the last 3 is for tomorrow. And essentially after that, this is going to be for the real main meal for lunch. Now after they start bubbling, grab these and put it in the cup. No, you fucking idiot, don't put them in the cup, crack them in the cup. Next up you want to grab your milk. So essentially grab some milk and pour it into, oh my god. Essentially make sure that you're getting the Woolies or Coles brand milk so you can help the bushfires and pay 40 cents per pop. You're going to pour that a bit into there, and that should be it. Now next, grab a fork. Now what you want to do is stir the fuck out of that shit until it all turns a bit yellowish but a bit orange as well. And essentially that would mean that it's ready. And sometimes you don't even want to stir it until it's fully turned up. But essentially about here, where it's a bit swirly, like your little coffee. Now by then you've done all this, you should be pretty efficient on time, and your butter should start to pretend to burn, but not really. So grab all this and essentially take out the fork, and we're going to pour it around. Now because we're trying to scramble these eggs, we can't actually let it sit right here, so what we're going to do is actually we're going to keep moving it around with the fork and make sure that it actually curdles up as opposed to just frying. Now mind you, 2 weeks ago this pan was actually non-stick, and now it's super sticky. I'm not even sure why. Essentially, once it started curdling up, you want to take it off the pan, move it to a cool side, and you see how it's still gooey. Because the pan's still hot, it's going to cook itself right here. And what's going to happen here is actually we're going to get it cooked just right, and essentially these scrambled eggs won't be overly scrambled, and they won't be called fried eggs either, but they also won't be too gooey. And essentially the eggs are done. Now next up we're actually going to cook the meat. So basically, essentially, we're going to go up to 8 this time, and we're going to let it heat up again. We're not going to use any form of oil or butter. We're just going to have the eggs with a little bit of butter. So that's our first part. We're going to salt that, we're going to pepper that, and that should be done for later. If you want to weigh amount of meat you're taking out, so I'd use a little negative calculator, and essentially it tells me about how much meat I'm going. If you want to snuggle in there, grab some meat, pull it out, slap it on the... And I'm trying to get about 175, so that's 169. Fuck. I'm never going to get 175. Fuck off. Is that 175? Perfect. Now we slap it on. We're going to let it move around. Now after we slapped it on, what we're going to do is we're going to use a little spatula, which I have actually lost. And we're going to move it around. Ah, there you are. And we're going to move it around, little plan, until it's all cooked. And now after all of that, remember to actually wipe up all your tables, because it's good to talk dirty, but it's never good to be dirty. So make sure everything's nice and spick and span for the next person that comes over and helps you cook or clean. And that's it, bitches. That's meal 1. Looking, whacking, smacking. Alright bitches, I've done nothing for 6 hours, and now it's time to eat dinner. It's currently 8:30. So as you can see, this is essentially what I've eaten today, until it decides to focus. Which I never will, really, bro. Yeah, so I've eaten bananas, I've eaten some basmati rice, I've also gone through some eggs, some protein, and tonight I'm going to be eating thin frankfurts, and they're pretty shit on their calories actually. So I'm going to eat 3 pieces, and that's like what? 22.5 grams of protein, which is pretty bad actually, to be honest, but that's all I can be eating. So essentially the book tells me that we need to actually boil it, so we've got water there, and what I'm going to be doing is just stabbing the fuck out of it, just to make sure that it doesn't pop. Just as I was about to grab some white bread, it turns out this is actually wholemeal, and that's shit. So that's going on the fucking ground, go away. This is wholemeal? Is this wholemeal? Nah, it's not. It's white. Oh no, it seems like we're seeing some exacerbation of their current injuries, and now it looks like it's time to eat. I've only got 2 pieces of bread right here because, well, you know, 3 is a bit too many carbs, so 2 will do. I'm going to smack this off, and this is going to be the dinner for the day. This is a day in the life of cutting.